In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to use the effects panel in Premiere. And it's a pretty straightforward and quick tutorial. We're going to take two video clips and we are going to overlay them with one another. So it'll look something like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find those two clips. And if I go to our discussion module here, I can see that you can download those clips right here on SharePoint. I put them there for you. There's two MPEG-4s, there's clouds and horses. So I've already downloaded them, but for you to download them, you just click it and you can say download. And I'm going to say file, import, and I'm going to import those files. Horses, clouds, horses. Import. So now they're in my project library and they're both selected, and I'm going to take them and drag them over to my, my timeline here. I'm going to change the sequences so it matches the clip sequences. They're really small MP4s, but this way I don't have to go in and manually adjust it. Now I want the horses to be on top of the clouds, so I'm going to go ahead and move the horses. I'm going to move the audio down too, and then I can just move the clouds over. I'm going to sync up the clouds, shorten them so they match the horses, so I just drag that to match it. Right now, if I play it, it's like audio mayhem, and I'm not sure what the clouds audio is, but I'm going to delete it. And in order to delete that, we've gone over this before, but just as a refresher, you click the audio, control click it, control or right click, and say unlink that audio. And once it's unlinked, you can just go ahead and delete it. And now I can just have that one audio. Oh my gosh, I deleted the one I didn't want to delete. So let's try that again. Unlink, and there we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my effects panel, and if you don't see it, I know mine is right here. I am in the editing layout, but if you don't see it, you can always go Window, Effects. It's checked, so I know it's up, but if it's not checked, just check it and it will pop up. If I go to Effects, I'm going to look for the linear wipe, and I've already typed it in here, but I'm going to do it again just so we can go do this together. So there's this little search tool here, linear wipe, search for it. It's under Video Effects, Transition, then Linear Wipe. It should be highlighted. Again, that looks like that little battery. Once you've selected it, you can just take it and drag it right onto that horse's layer. And you'll see that you'll get that red line, which means it needs to be rendered. Once that it's on there, it will be highlighted, and you can go to your effects control panel, which is in the top left. If it's not selected, just look for that effects control. If you don't see it still, go Window, Effects Controls. Now, I could easily just say, hey, opacity, bring this guy down and blend that in with the clouds. That's one way we could do this, but we're going to use our linear wipe tool here. So this is if I just use the opacity, right? And I can see it's not exactly what I want, but that is a tool that you can always explore. I'm going to use this linear wipe tool. So that's this linear wipe right here. And I want my wipe angle to be, well, first of all, I'm going to say, let's say I want my transition to be around 54 or something like that, halfway. We can adjust this too, but that doesn't really make sense for me. What if I say I want my wipe angle? So I'm going to move this wipe angle 180. So now I've just put the clouds on top. I've rotated that transition for that linear effect. I'm going to give it this feather. This feather sort of blends it together. Did you see how that happened? I'm going to do that again. It's a sharp line, and if I go 55%, I can see that it's in there. Now, it's a little odd because the horses are, I can just move those horses down. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So now it looks like they're kind of on the clouds. And now if I hit return, it's going to render it for me. And here we go with this video playing with the horses and the clouds. It's a looping video, so it's a little disjointed, but you get the gist of what the effects panel can do.